Devin the Dream Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. I don't think that this fight is going to be a cakewalk for Devin the Dream Haney, and I'm going to tell you why. Brian Norman is the WBO welterweight champion, and Devin the Dream Haney is moving up in weight from WBC super lightweight champion to try to take Brian Norman's belt. Now, most of you probably never heard of Brian Norman, but Brian Norman had two impressive knockouts in his last two fights. He fought Japan Jin Sasaki, hope I'm not tearing that name up too bad, and Derek Cuves. That was an excellent finish for Brian Norman. And I just think that Devin Haney on paper looks like the winner hands down. But when you really look at Brian Norman Jr., you're going to see that this guy, it will be Devin Haney's toughest challenge because, number one, Haney is moving up in weight. And Brian Norman Jr., he has explosive power. You know, he's got a high percentage knockout rate. He's a great counter puncher. And then let's not forget about them uppercuts he uses in the ring. He's got good agility and speed and closing in on his opponent. And all those things going to add up to a great fight for Devin the Dream Haney. Now, Haney is no chump himself. He's a tacticianer in the ring. You know, he's a counter puncher. He's got the shoulder roll. He's got the great combinations. He know how to keep good distance. He got great movement in the ring, great defense, the jab, and then he even has that clinching ability if he gets in trouble. So Devin Haney, again, on paper, should be the winner, right? But then let's go back to Devin Haney's last two fights. The one where he was on his bicycle when he fought aging Jose Ramirez at 33. Haney ran and moved around in the ring so much that it made my head spin. You know, yeah, he won by unanimous decision, but to me, that was Haney's worst outing. And I think it had a lot to do with when he fought Ryan Garcia, because Garcia knocked him down twice, and it looked like Haney still isn't over that. It's like when Anthony Joshua was knocked down a couple of times by heavyweight Andy Ruiz. Nobody knew about Andy Ruiz until he got in the ring with the champion Anthony Joshua. And after that, it just seemed like Anthony Joshua was never the same. Yeah, he won some more fights, but he wasn't the Anthony Joshua of old. And that's what I'm saying about Devin the Dream Haney. You know, if he can get Ryan Garcia out of his head and go back to what he did best, which be all the gifted things that he can do in the ring, I don't see him beating Brian Norman Jr. because if Haney is doing a lot of running in the ring or trying not to get knocked out or knocked down, it could be a long fight for Devin the Dream Haney. Haney should win this because he's the most gifted, polished fighter. However, Brian Norman Jr. is no joke. I mean, this guy, you need to go back and look at his last two fights, and you'll see what I mean. When you look at Brian Norman in his last two fights, he's very impressive defending his belts. And like I say, I think it's going to be a great fight. I think that Haney's got a fighter chance to get another belt, but it will not be a cakewalk. I think if Haney try to go toe-to-toe with Brian Norman, he's got a great chance of being knocked out. I think if Haney bring all his skills to the table, I think Haney can win by decision. Brian Norman is the harder puncher. He's got the greater knockout percentage. So I'm going to say that Haney by decision, Brian Norman by knockout. Again, this is Kate back at it with a new video. Take care, guys.